Hello again, guys. It's Mr. Maximo here, Vinny Sandu for the European Cricket Network with another match preview for a European Cricket Series match. And of course, this week we are in Barcelona. It's the first week of a two-week tournament coming to you from Spain. And this is a match preview for the 13th match between Minhaj and Badalona Shaheen. This is the first game of Thursday, the 12th of November, and it will begin at 7:30 a.m. GMT. That's 8:30 in the morning in Central Europe, and it's 1 p.m. in India. And you can catch all the action on Fancode if you are watching from the Indian subcontinent. And if you're not, you can watch it on SportsFlick for a great deal. Go to sportsflickglobal.com. Now, look, if you are new to European cricket, it'd be great if you followed us on social media at European Cricket, because as I always say, there is so much happening in the world of European cricket. You can also follow me at Mr. Maximo. And thanks to everyone for all the great messages that I receive every day. There's also an app that you can look up. Just look up European Cricket Network in the Apple App Store or the Google Play Store. And, of course, our website, europeancricket.com. It's a great place to go to get all the latest tables and stats and information about the teams and players in our European Cricket Series. So let's have a look at match day 4 in Barcelona, Thursday, the 12th of November. And, of course, we have 9 teams taking part in this November version of the Barcelona European Cricket Series. And we've seen some very interesting matches already. On Thursday, we'll see 4 more matches. We have 4 matches every day, of course. So we'll see matches 13 through 16, beginning with this clash starting at 1 p.m. Indian Standard Time between Minhaj and Badalona Shaheen. It's going to be very interesting because these two teams are sitting kind of on the cusp of the Final Four at the moment, and they will be very keen to start their day with a win. Let's have a look then a little bit closer at this game between Minhaj and Badalona Shaheen. Now, we do have some likely lineups for you. We've got Minhaj being led by the captain Mohammad Aftab Nawaz, with Usman Mushtaq to be behind the stumps, while for Badalona Shaheen, Dilawar Khan will be their captain. And Hamza Ali is likely to do the wicket-keeping. That's because Baba Khan is still struggling with an injury, although he might be okay to take the gloves. And Kuldeep Lal, we'll talk about him when we get to my 11 to watch. He's a wicket-keeping option, but he's been bowling so well, so I think they'll probably give the gloves to Hamza Ali in this one. Well, let's talk a little bit about these two teams. Minhaj, well, they were Spanish domestic champions in 2019, but had a rough introduction to the European Cricket Series in their first match on Monday, failing even to break 50 in their first match. Now, look, they've had some improved performances since then, but still they find themselves 1 win and 3 losses after 3 days of action. And they'll need to get some results soon if they're to put themselves in contention for that Final Four playoff spot. Of course, Finals Friday is next Friday, the 20th of November. Well, Badalona Shaheen, they're also 1 and 3, but they've had a pretty tough draw, if I'm honest. I think they look to be a much more dangerous lineup than we saw last month, especially with the pickup of Kuldeep Lal. But still, like Minhaj, the time is now if they want to have any chance of holding up the trophy in Barcelona, as they've already played half of their qualifying games. Well, let's have a look at Mr. Maximo's 11 to watch. Hopefully you find this information useful, particularly if you are participating in some fantasy cricket. And starting with Minhaj, I have super highlighted their batsman, Mohammad Riaz. Although he's not just a batsman, he can bowl as well. And look, I highlighted him as my star player yesterday. And although he did put in a good performance in that match versus Falco, he put in a very good performance in the last match of the day, scoring 50 off 25 balls and also taking 2 wickets. But it was in a losing cause against the Bangladesh Kings. But look, he looked good opening the batting, and I think he will fancy his chances in this match against a Badalona Shaheen attack that has been a little bit wayward at times. I've also highlighted some other players for Minhaj. Jafar Iqbal, well, he was instrumental in Minhaj's solitary win against Falco on Wednesday morning with an unbeaten 53 off 20 balls, batting at number 4, and he did hit the ball very crisply in that innings. Now, he couldn't repeat those heroics in the last match of the day, but maybe he's the kind of player that likes to score his runs before lunch. And so that's why I've included him in my 11 to watch for this game, the first game of Thursday. I've also included the Minhaj skipper, Mohammad Aftab Nawaz, as well as an all-rounder in Sarfraz Ahmed and another all-rounder in Keza Ali, who hasn't really capitalised on his opportunities at the top of the order, but he is capable. Who could forget his amazing 70 off 26 balls last month in his only appearance in the October series, playing for Pat Carter. So he'll be keen to hit his straps before this series is up. Finally, I've got Zaka Ullah as a bowler. He took 2 for 22 against Falco. I did toss up between him and Dilshah Ahmed for that bowling spot, but I ended up leaning towards Zaka Ullah. For Badalona, Shaheen, I have super highlighted Kuldeep Lal. No surprises there. He was the leading run scorer in the first ever European Cricket Series back in March in Alicante. And although he was a bit quiet last month in Barcelona, he's roared back to the top of the charts with some big hitting so far this week. He actually has in excess of 500 runs now in ECS cricket, which is a big achievement. Now, he is usually a wicketkeeper, but we've seen him be really destructive when throwing the ball in this series with 7 wickets, including an incredible spell of 4 for 5 against Pac I Care. So this guy can do pretty much anything, and we're beginning to see it. I call him Special K, so let's see if he puts in a special performance in this match. I've also highlighted Babar Khan, the opening batsman. He's a very aggressive young player. He's still just 20 years old, perhaps he's 21 since we last spoke. We've only seen him give away the gloves lately due to an injury, so I'm not sure if he'll be wicket-keeping again, like we said earlier in the show, but he's still an important component of the Badalona Shaheen batting lineup. I've got all-rounder Hamza Salim. He's an excellent all-rounder. He's a Spanish representative, and he's only going at 8 runs per over. When he's bowling in this series, he's picked up 4 wickets along the way, and he's also more than useful with the bat in hand. He seems able to pick up boundaries early in his innings, so his team don't lose too much momentum after a wicket falls, and that's just so important in T10 cricket. Finally, in my 11 to watch today, I've got some bowling options in Umair Javed and Shafir Mohammed, who have 5 and 4 wickets respectively. So I think this is going to be a very interesting match. It is a must-win, you'd have to say, for both of these teams. They've already played 4 of their 8 qualifying matches. This will be match number 5 for each of them. So with 1 win and 3 losses, I think you'll need to be winning this game if you want to have a look at the semi-finals, because we do have some teams who have matches in hand and they'll have a chance to catch up. But there's really no easy matches in this tournament. It's 9 teams that all have the ability to beat each other. We'll get our first look at Fateh, of course, playing in the final match of Thursday. We do remember them from the October series. And just another reminder to have a look at EuropeanCricket.com. There's great match previews there by my colleague Mark Lovell. And thanks to everyone at European Cricket for all your hard work in putting this cricket on. There's been a lot of matches this year, and of course, a lot of really exciting matches, and people around the world are just loving the smash and bash T10 format. Some people are calling this the Barcelona bash. But in this game, like I said, both teams will be desperate to win. Minhaj, I did tip them yesterday against Falco. They didn't let me down. I said they were a team on the rise against a team on the slide. But I think here you've got 2 teams that are quite evenly matched. And I was very tempted to go with Minhaj again, but when it came down to it, I just thought I would lean towards Badalona Shaheen, although this probably is a toss-up match. I just thought Kuldeep Lal, he has that K factor, like call it K factor. Some people would call it X factor, but he's got that special K factor with the bat and the ball, and it just could be enough to see them over the line in this really important game for his team. But Minhaj, they're not domestic champions for nothing. Of course, they'll be very competitive, and I think this will be an excellent game. So make sure that you tune in, whether it's on Fancode or Sportsflick, wherever you're watching around the world. Of course, we have 4 great games of T10 cricket every day, and we have not only this week, but next week in Barcelona to look forward to. So that's my prediction for match 13. Unlucky for some. I'm sure it'll be unlucky for one of these teams, but one of them will be feeling very happy after match 13 because they will be back in the hunt for the finals. So that's the show for today. Thanks for tuning in. Just a final reminder to follow us on social media. But for now, this is Vinny Sandhu, Mr. Maximo for the European Cricket Network, saying enjoy the game. We'll see you next time on ECN.